Hey, I just wanted to make one more short video, but please watch my first video on your PT Cruiser having issues shifting, because it could be just a really simple fix. So watch my first video on PT Cruiser trouble shifting, or just look at my channel. But here's the other thing that I didn't show you from my first video. So when I replaced the other bushings with it not shifting, I thought well, you know what, there's one more underneath the stick shift. Let me go back. So once I did the repairs underneath the hood with the shifter bushings, the car shifts beautifully now. Gets into every gear, no problem. All because of these little tiny these little bushings that need to be replaced. This car only has 67,000 miles on it, and these bushings were completely destroyed and missing because they just fell apart and crumbled and disappeared. After, and I'm thinking, okay, it probably was destroyed maybe at 60,000 miles, and it was just, because everything was shifting really loose. The stick shift was very loose, and I'd have to just tap it just right to get it into each gear. And so I swapped these out underneath the hood, because there's two underneath the hood. You'll watch my other video for that. But and even though now it shifts great, I thought, you know what, let me just go and take off the center console. Now there's a great video on the center console on how to take this off. It's really just 4 screws, popping this off, popping that off, and a couple of the little electricals. Sometimes I just hate repeating something that other videos I've already done for you, or that can do it. But then here, look here. So this is the other little shifter knob, or control arm right here, for me to shift it. See, if I move this causes that to shift. Well, what'll happen is that'll fall apart. Now look at this. Take it out. Look at it. It's just completely crumbled. And look at it. Oh, look, it just broke while I was doing it. And then what'll happen is, if you're shifting it and you're moving this arm up and down and back and forth and all this stuff, that'll pop off. Now you can't shift it. It is stuck in whatever position it's in. So it is good when you replace the ones under the hood to just get this one done too. And plus, it's a good time to kind of clean underneath here and stuff like that. What I did was, when I took the console out, I just took it and hosed off the whole thing. You do need to let the cigarette lighter dry out, or what I do is I use a leaf blower or compressed air and just blow out that little electrical part of the cigarette lighter. But check that out. That thing just completely crumbled. Let me just show the kit again, but you can get the kit in my other video. But what it is, it's a Dorman 14044. They're like $20. It's supposed to be a complete shift kit, but for you to do the bushings under the hood and the one in the console, you got to buy 2 of them. It's kind of weird. I don't even need these. These here still look good. I'll keep one probably on my truck, but what that's, or keep that handy. But what that's for is the other side of your car. You have this little arm, and if you look here, that thing is just in perfect condition. So I'm not even going to mess with that, but I'll just keep one in my dash cupboard or whatever, and just in case. So I'm replacing the one on the passenger side, which is, I think it's a smaller version of this. This might be too big. It's a really I had to use pliers to kind of assist me in to pressing it in there. So you might think at first, gosh, they don't fit, I got the wrong one. But no, it's a very durable plastic. It takes quite a bit of effort to press it in there. So I just used some channel locks pliers, and I just kind of pressed it, and I got it to where I got it all the way even, and then it just snapped in. And then you still have to work it each corner to get it this upper lip to completely seal and wrap around. You'll know what it'll look like when you're done. You won't see this all bent up and weird looking. It'll actually look uniform on top when you're done with it. So anyway, keep that in mind about your shifter. And like I said, I'm not too handy with editing and doing stuff with my YouTube videos, but I'll try to send the link to the guy that shows how to take this all off. It's an English guy, and so he's got a pretty good simple video on how to do that. But well, you know what, I'll just try to explain it real quick. So basically you have to pop off your rear window light thing here, and you just kind of have to just pry it on both sides to get that off. This here, you put it in second gear, and then you just kind of wiggle it and pop the knob off to get the knob off. The tricky part was getting the shifter cover off. You got to use a lot of force to pry your fingers in there to pop that off. It takes a great deal of force to finger strength to pop that off. And I think what'll happen most likely is you might snap or break that right there. But that's really nothing. I mean, all these other little grips will hold it on there. I don't think that'll do much there, and I think there's no way around it. Something when it's on there that tight's just gonna snap. You know, so that should be fine. And then let's see here. Oh, and then when you want the seats, you can see, look here, I got the seats all the way back and reclined, and the armrests up, because once you get it up here, this is gonna snag. So the higher up you can get your e-brake, the better. So when I don't know, some people call it e-brake, some call it a parking brake, whatever. Get that up as high as you can, and then you're just going to take two hands to just get it to fight over that little lip right there. So then it's going to be challenging getting it back on there once you're done. And then of course there's a cigarette lighter plug right there that you can disconnect too if you want to take the whole thing off and wash it out. All right, so hopefully that helped out a little bit, helps somebody out. All right, thanks.